Steph Curry and LeBron James are arguably the greatest basketball players ever. They were born in the same state, same city, and same hospital. They torched the league redefining what a true point guard and small forward looked like, becoming fan favorites from iconic moments and iconic rings that left us all speechless. But every time they matched up, it was like the stars aligned. From jaw-dropping dunks, mind-blowing threes, last-minute heroic plays, the two went head-to-head a total of 52 times, but who really got the best of the other? This is a rewind of the epic battles between Stephen Curry and LeBron James, and every time they've matched up. The two faced off in their first ever battle in Curry's rookie season. James put on a spectacular performance. LeBron dominated, showing that he was more polished than a pair of leather shoes. He finished with 31 points, with dazzling dunks and assists wowing the crowd, with 11 and 19 shooting. However, the babyface Curry was fresh off an ankle injury that caused him to be sidelined for 8 games straight prior to his matchup against James. Curry finished the game with only 14 points. It was clear he was still a work in progress. He was scrawny, fragile, and 140 pounds soaking wet. LeBron took home the victory in the first ever battle between the two. A couple months later, in their second matchup, James kept his foot on the gas pedal. He scored 37 points on 50% shooting, but Curry was still dealing with issues. Curry's teammate Monte Ellis deeply disliked him, causing Curry to have to find a way to be effective against LeBron. While Monte Ellis was on the court, he would purposely look Curry off, but Curry managed to figure it out, raining in threes, making quick bursts to the basket for easy shots. Curry finished the game with 21 points, even with Monte Ellis purposely sabotaging him. James still took home another victory against Curry. Curry's rookie campaign ended with him already shattering records. He finished with 166 threes, the most by any rookie in NBA history. LeBron dominated all year long and finished the season as MVP. James led the Cavs to the playoffs with little to no supporting cast. He ended up losing the conference semifinals to the Boston Celtics Big Three, leading us to one of the most iconic moments in sports history.
Very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach,
where he decided to sign with the Miami Heat, something Kobe formerly did.
I decided to skip college and take my talent to the NBA.
But not by this magnitude. In the 2010-2011 season, Curry and James battled each other only once, this time with LeBron in the Heat jersey while Curry was fresh off another injury. Curry finished the game with 15 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. LeBron flourished with 25 points, 7 assists, and 10 rebounds, while fully accepting being the NBA's newest villain on one of the greatest teams ever constructed, giving LeBron a commanding 3-0 lead over Curry in head-to-head battles. Throughout the season, the two stars were tested in different ways. Curry dealt with his head coach Don Nelson resigning, which led to the Warriors hiring Keith Lee, who immediately benched Curry in multiple games. Curry watched LeBron make it to the finals, where LeBron famously choked a 2-0 lead over the Dallas Mavericks. James and Curry were prepared to match up next season, but this time, Curry was ruled out. The day before their matchup, Curry went up for a layup and rolled his ankle, facing a career-threatening injury. This could have been the last time we saw Stephen Curry. They all missed a whole year of LeBron and Curry matchups. Curry's short career was starting to crumble, as rehab wasn't working out. He also was reportedly going to be traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Through intensive research, Curry managed to find something called the Zamex A2DX to reduce his ankles going inward or outward. He also met with Kiki Lyles to help strengthen his core and his hips, leading to less ankle injuries. Curry watched from physical therapist centers, witnessing LeBron win his first ever NBA championship that season. During the 2012-2013 season, Curry and James finally got to go head-to-head. LeBron riding away from his last championship, continued his dominance against Curry with 31 points, 5 steals, and 1 assist. Curry finished with 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. However, Curry wrapped up with a career-high 54 points against the Knicks, letting the world know he's here to stay. He also passed Ray Allen for the most threes in the season with 272. James went on to have a credible 27-game win streak during the season, second most behind the Lakers' 33-win streak. Curry won this once again, James won his second championship and MVP of the league. During the 2013-2014 season, the two finally faced off. In their first battle of the season, Curry went off on James, nailing 3-pointers and acrobatic layups. This was the moment Curry's career completely shifted, and matches between James and Curry became must-watch TV. Curry dropped 36 points, 2 rebounds, and 12 assists. James wasn't too far from Curry himself. He finished with 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Curry's performance was too much for James and the Heat as he captured the victory. The two battled it out again, but this time in the NBA All-Star game. James wowed the crowd with incredible plays, finishing with 22 points. Curry only finished with 12 points in his first ever All-Star game. James led the Eastern Conference squad to victory, defeating Curry. In Curry and LeBron's second matchup during the season, Curry came out strong, pouring 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, but James dominated with tough finishes at the rim, Magic-like assists, and MJ-like fadeaways. He also ended Curry's chance to the victory with an insane game winner. James finished with 36 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists, 1 assist shy from a triple-double. James cruised through the East, waiting on the other side to see if Curry would meet him on the big stage, but Curry fell short as he lost to the Clippers in 7. Curry also watched LeBron fall short in the finals as he dealt with critics due to the San Antonio Spurs not having AC in their arenas. After the final loss, LeBron signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers, promising to win the championship in his home state. The Miami Heat LeBron era officially ended, and the emergence of Curry and Dub Nation just started to begin. In the 2014-2015 season, Curry and the Warriors were willing to start the season off. They faced LeBron and the Cavs with his new big three, consisting of Kyrie and Kevin Love. LeBron finished the game with 42 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists, while Curry finished the game with 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. LeBron and his newly assembled team managed to take home the dub against Curry. They matched up once again, this time in Madison Square Garden for the All-Star game, with Curry on the West squad and LeBron on the East squad. It was an electric game, filled with breathtaking shots and stunning dunks. James finished the game with 30 points, leading his squad. Curry finished the game with 15 points and the victory under his belt. During the regular season, Curry dominated, winning his first MVP, knocking down 286 threes, and moments that replay in our heads forever. However, James played the season with nagging pain, as he was dealing with back issues, causing him to take anti-inflammatory pills. He finally started to show signs of wear. The two faced off again, but it wasn't in the regular season. This time in the NBA Finals on the biggest stage, battling for bragging rights, with James leading the beaten down Cavs who lost Kevin Love in the previous series. James and Curry headed into Game 1 with the whole world glued to their TV. The two didn't disappoint with an overtime thriller. LeBron finished with 44 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, while 60% shooting. Curry finished with 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. James' performance wasn't enough though, as Curry took Game 1. He also lost his Robin and Kyrie Irving due to a knee injury. Game 2 arrived and Curry struggled against the James-led Cavs, as Matthew Dellavedova constantly applied pressure, being a pest, being in Curry's jersey all game long, leading to him finishing with 19 points on 21% shooting. The Cavs may have just found their Curry stopper. However, another insane performance by LeBron, finishing with 39 points, 16 rebounds, and 11 assists, leading the Cavs to victory. In Game 3, the two battled on James' home state. James put on a show for the home crowd with 40 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. The quest to capture a championship was on the front of his mind. Curry finished with 27 points. The undermanned LeBron managed to capture a 2-1 lead, but in Game 4, Curry outscored James with 22 points, while James only had 20 points. Curry led the Warriors to a victory, tying up the series. The wear and tear started to show on LeBron, with him laying on the court to rest his back, reminding people of Steve Nash and Larry Bird, whose career ended due to back injuries. Going into Game 5, Curry absolutely dominated, slaying his kryptonite and the Cavs. He finished the game with 37 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, but James tapped into another gear we've never seen before in the finals, finishing with a 40-point triple-double, with 40 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists, his second in the series. In Game 6, James managed to push through the pains, giving his team everything he got, scoring 32 points and grabbing 18 rebounds. In the end, it wasn't enough. Curry scored 25 points, pushing the Warriors past the Cavs. Winning his first ever NBA championship, he completed something that all-time greats like John Stockton couldn't do. With the NBA Finals wrapped up, the Warriors came into the season looking like they haven't missed a beat. The Curry-led Warriors started the season 24-0. The league saw who their biggest names were and decided to give us another matchup between Curry and LeBron on Christmas Day. LeBron played with the fresh memory of a finals loss on his mind. James finished the game with 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 15 assists. Curry finished the game with only 19 points. A couple months later, the two battled again. This time, Curry outshined LeBron, finishing with 35 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. James finished with only 16 points. That wasn't the last battle during the season. James faced Curry again in the All-Star game. He finished with 13 points, while Curry finished with 26 points, leading the West squad to victory. Curry finished the season obliterating the league. He had the single greatest scoring season. He led the Warriors to a 73-9 record, the greatest single season record by a team in the NBA. He also became the first player to win unanimous MVP, compared to James, who fell short by a single vote. But James watched on the other side, but quietly dominating the East and became the 11th all-time leading scorer in NBA history. In the finals, we got the winners, the greatest offensive player the league's ever seen, match up against the greatest player ever in the clash of the Titans in the finals rematch. This time, LeBron was fully loaded with Kyrie and Kevin Love. Game 1 arrived and it was a dogfight, with Curry only finishing with 11 points, shooting 4 of 15, and James with 23. It was a tough offensive game for both, but Curry went on to take Game 1 with the help of the Warriors supporting cast. Game 2 arrived. The Curry-led Warriors steamrolled James and the Cavs. Curry finished with 18 points and James with 19. The Warriors took a commanding 2-0 lead after a 33-point victory. But things going back to Cleveland, LeBron had the city on his side. LeBron came out with high energy and vicious dunks. He finished with 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. His partner in crime, Kyrie, also finished with 30 points. Curry finished with only 19 points. James handled business and won Game 3. Going to Game 4 was a hard-nosed game between Curry and James. Curry came back with vengeance, lining the Cavs up with deep threes, zapping assists to his Splash Brother and Klay Thompson, and insane finishes at the rim. Curry scored 38 points against his desperate Cavs team, but Curry was down a man, with Draymond getting suspended for hitting LeBron in the private area. He still managed to take home the dub. LeBron playing with little room for error. He struggled and only finished the game with 25 points, shooting 11-21 from the field. Curry took home the dub, leaving LeBron's quest at a championship looking nearly impossible. But after the game, Curry's Splash Brother Klay Thompson made an interesting comment on James.
I guess his feelings just got hurt.
No, I'm not. What did you say Clay said?
Clay said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
Oh, my goodness.
And this was the moment where LeBron took it personal. The matchup between Curry and James completely shifted. With LeBron down 3-1, it seemed that he'll have to revisit the sad memory of seeing Curry win another championship. But in Game 5, LeBron played like it was Game 7 against Boston. But this time, he was on another level. He completely saw the Warriors. One move had defenders leaning one way, the other one had them jumping in the air. By the time they landed, he was already at the rim, posterizing the whole team, playing with pure grit and intensity, swatting anything near the rim. He finished with 41 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists. His running mate Kyrie also finished with 41 points, hitting defenders with the combo moves and tucking them to bed. Curry tried to keep up, but he just couldn't. He finished with only 25 points against James. LeBron and Kyrie helped the Cavs capture a victory in a must-win situation. LeBron living to see another day. He had another insane performance against Curry. He scored 41 points again, with 8 rebounds and 11 assists. It was as if he was possessed. The defensive pressure of James got to Curry, causing him to get frustrated, and the two coming face to face. Curry struggled to stay level-headed as he fouled out the game, leading to him throwing his mouthpiece in the crowd, which led to an early exit. He finished the game with 30 points. James got another one, making the series 3-3. The stage was set for Game 7. Curry versus LeBron, the biggest game in both players' career. LeBron finally getting a chance to deliver on his promise to Cleveland. Curry finally be able to tie the knot on the greatest season ever. Game 7 was one for the books. It was a chippy, gritty, and electrifying game. Curry and LeBron going blow after blow, leaving our hearts pumping through our chest. From Curry hitting long-range bombs and LeBron posterizing defenders, it was an all-out war. Everything could have asked for in a matchup between the two. In the final minutes, both teams struggled to score. With the Cavs in possession, Kyrie missed a shot. Curry grabs the rebound and passes it to Iggy for the go-ahead bucket. And with James' legacy on the line, he performed the single greatest athletic play in history, keeping his dream alive, putting the Warriors' roaring crowd on mute. With James gasping for air, the Cavs were searching for a basket and handed the keys to Kyrie, and Kyrie drove the car past the finish line, hitting a big 3 over Curry. The Cavs went on to win the game. LeBron's dream of winning a championship for Cleveland has finally come true, while Curry just faced the most heartbreaking loss of his career. The greatest season ever evaporated instantly, and the greatest comeback in sports history was accomplished by none other than LeBron James. LeBron finished the game with 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists, while Curry only scored 17 points on 31% shooting. 1 year later, Curry and James matched up on Christmas Day. This time, Curry had Kevin Durant on his side, the man who couldn't beat LeBron and recently blew a 3-1 lead to Curry. James finished with a spectacular game against the juggernaut Curry-led Warriors. James finished with 31 points on 60% shooting. Curry finished with 15 points, but in the end, it was James' sidekick, Uncle Drew, who came up big, giving the Cavs the victory. A couple months later, James and Curry faced off in the NBA All-Star game. The two battled out, with Curry finished with 21 points and James with 23. Curry led the Western Conference to a dub. Months later, Curry and James battled again in the regular season, and this time Curry came out firing insane threes. Curry finished the game with 20 points. On the other hand, James also finished the game with 20 points. It was a neutral scoring game for both, but in the end, it was Curry who took home the victory as he steamrolled the Cavs and won the game by 35 points. However, in the NBA playoffs, Curry cruised to the finals on autopilot, while LeBron had to go through the whole Eastern Conference. Curry and James matched up in the finals for the third consecutive time. Curry finished game 1 with 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists, while James finished with 28 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists. Curry and the Warriors won game 1, destroying the Cavs. Game 2 was no different this time. Curry stepped up his performance. He scored 32 points with 10 rebounds and 11 assists. James finished with 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 14 assists. Curry and James both finished with a triple-double, but it was Curry who got the victory in the end. Game 3 arrived in Cleveland. James came out blazing, putting a stamp on the game. He finished the game with 39 points, and Curry finished with 26 points. Still, it wasn't enough though for James. It was looking like the newly revamped Warriors were just too much, as Curry won Game 3. James continued his dominance in Game 4, finishing with 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. Curry finished with only 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 10 assists. The performance by James gave the Cavs their first victory in the series. Game 5 arrived with James in a life or death situation. He laid it all out on the floor, giving his blood, sweat, and tears, finishing with 41 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. Curry, reminiscent of losing a 3-1 lead to James, put the nail in the coffin with 34 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists, making it championship number 2. Curry once again didn't receive the finals MVP. Instead, it went to Kevin Durant, the league's newest villain. James finished the finals having a triple-double, a rare record held only by him. When the 2017-2018 season came, it was completely different for Curry and Bron. Curry and the Warriors destroyed the league as usual, but they weren't the same, with Kevin Durant being unhappy and having clashing moments with Draymond Green. They were dysfunctional. Bron, on the other hand, was playing with a 4-string roster starting off 0-7. Curry faced James on January 15th, where James finished with 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Curry finished with 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. They went head-to-head one more time in the regular season during the All-Star game. James had a team high with 29 points. Curry finished the game with only 11 points. LeBron led his team to victory and won All-Star MVP. James went on to have potentially the single greatest season in his career as far as vision, IQ, and athleticism. Curry continued to be a star. During the playoffs, Curry waited on the other side to see if James could pull a miracle and take the Cavs to the finals, and that's exactly what happened. James first went through the Pacers, obliterating them in dramatic fashion, with game-saving blocks and game-winning threes. He faced off against the Raptors, and it was like his eyes rolled to the back of his head. LeBron was fully activated, dissecting the number 1 seed Raptors apart, becoming majority owner of the Raptors and sweeping them. Lastly, he showed the young Celtics roster who was the king of the East, defeating them in 7 games. The matchup between Curry and LeBron was set for the most seeked out trophy in the NBA, and Game 1 Curry finished with 29 points, but James, he put up an all-time great performance with 51 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. James' historic performance fell short against Curry, due to George Hill missing a free throw and J.R. Smith's blunder. We witnessed LeBron give his blood, sweat, and tears in Game 1, and it was all wasted, as Curry went on to capture Game 1. During Game 2, Curry finished with 33 points and LeBron with 29 points. Game 3 arrived and Curry finished with only 11 points. James finished with 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. Yet, it wasn't enough. Game 4 arrived, and for the second time in a row, James had his back against the wall. His iconic performances drained him, leaving him with barely anything left in the tank. James finished with 23 points and 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Meanwhile, Curry finished business with 37 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, making a clean sweep against LeBron and tying number 3. Going into the next season, the two faced off again, with James in the historic purple and gold jersey. On Christmas Day in the 2018-2019 season, James finished the game with 17 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists. Curry finished the game with only 15 points, a neutral game for both. James and Curry faced each other once again in the All-Star game. James finished with 19 points and Curry finished with 17 points. During the season, James faced many injuries and missed the playoffs. He watched Curry on his quest to win championship number 4. For the first time, Curry faced a different opponent in the finals, but the dismantled Warriors weren't able to beat the Raptors with injuries to Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson. Curry wasn't able to win championship number 4 as he was no match for Kawhi and the Raptors. With a promising new season ahead, James and the Lakers came out destroying teams, starting 49-14 during the 2019-2020 season. For Curry, we didn't get to see him cook as he faced a broken hand after landing awkwardly during the matchup against the Suns. We didn't get to witness James and Curry go head-to-head for the second time ever. LeBron went on to win championship number 4, the bubble ring. A year later, we got to see the two battle once again. Curry finished with 26 points, showing James he hasn't lost a step. James finished with 19 points in their first matchup. And after a year of no battles between the two, Curry took home the dub and the nail biter. During the All-Star game, for the first time ever, the two teamed up on Team LeBron. Curry finished with 28 points and James with only 4 points, taking the backseat. And Joe was like to have the greatest shooter on the court as your teammate. The two won their first ever game together as teammates. However, they quickly became enemies once again in their second matchup. Curry finished with 16 points and James with 19 points. Months later for their third matchup, we started to see Curry step back into prime form, dropping 27 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists on James. James finished with a triple-double though, scoring 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. Curry went on to have one of the best seasons in his careers. After adding 5 pounds of muscle in the summer, he finished the season as a scoring champ. Curry matched up against Bron in the play-in tournament, where he went off for 37 points. LeBron dominated all around with 22 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block, leading the Lakers to victory. And he went on to face the Phoenix Suns, who James was no match for. Curry and LeBron met up again in the summer. Instead of competing, the two were honored by the NBA as the top 75 greatest NBA players, a moment where LeBron and Curry finally got to just admire each other's greatness. But months later during the 2021-2022 season, the two completely wiped away the accolades and went to battle. During the season opener, the league got a treat. LeBron came out looking like fine wine against Curry, pouring in 34 points. Curry finished the game with 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, leading the Warriors to their first win of the season. Months later, the two teamed up in Cleveland for the All-Star game, a place where they both had many iconic moments, and this game was no different. With Curry hitting long-range bombs, James finished with 24 points, but it was Curry in the end. Curry finished the game with 50 points. The duo won the game and Curry won his first ever All-Star MVP. But in their second matchup of the season, it was great performances from both. Curry finished with 24 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists against LeBron, who was currently dealing with a foot injury from a collision in the game against the Hawks. James still finished with 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists. Curry led the Warriors to a 1-point victory. A few weeks later, they matched up again for the third matchup. LeBron truly showed the world that he was defining time. He poured in 56 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. It was a masterful performance, while Curry put on a show himself with 30 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. It just wasn't enough though, as James led the Lakers to victory. Throughout the season, LeBron played at MVP caliber level, even through injuries, leaving fans in awe, but the Lakers finished with a losing record, missing the playoffs. Curry dominated all season long, smashing records. He passed Ray Allen all-time 3-pointers made in the same building that birthed him. However, towards the end of the season, Curry faced a foot injury, which was gut-wrenching for the Warriors. He managed to rehab quickly and make it back for the playoffs. James watched Curry go through the playoffs, constantly saying Giants after coming off a foot injury. The world saw Curry all growing up. He was the leader of the Wolf Pack. He managed to get back to the spot many players dreamed of, the NBA Finals. Curry turned into a man amongst boys. He was no longer a wolf. He became a lion, slaughtering the Celtics, winning his 4th ring, the most meaningful for him, and he finally won the Finals MVP. Heading into the 2023 season, James and Curry faced off on opening night. The two played their hearts out, like it may be the last time we'll ever see them battle. Curry finished with 33 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals. LeBron put up an insane performance as well, 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists. In the end, Curry finished with the victory. LeBron finished the season as the league's all-time leading scorer, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Curry finished the season carrying the dysfunctional Warriors. Their next matchup was in the playoffs. In Game 1, Curry finished with 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Bron finished with 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. During Game 2, Curry finished with 20 points. James came back with a nice performance himself with 23 points. The series was tied 1-1. But in Game 3, James finished with 21 points, while Curry finished with 23 points. LeBron took home the victory. Curry came out in Game 4 to remind the world who he is, finishing with 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 14 assists, with James right behind him with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Curry's performance just wasn't enough. In Game 5, Curry dropped 27 points and James with 25. Game 6 arrived with Curry in a must-win situation. He contributed 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. It just wasn't enough as James finished with 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists, giving James the victory against Curry. The James-led Lakers lost to the Denver Nuggets in the conference finals. It was barely a battle as they got swept. The intensive injuries, minutes, ignorance and poor coaching wore down James. Going into the 2024 NBA season, the two greatest players in NBA history battled it out. Their first matchup didn't disappoint. Curry came out playing like the Curry we're accustomed to. He poured in 46 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. James, on the other hand, coined in 36 points, 20 rebounds, and 12 assists, leading the Lakers to a double OT victory. In their second matchup, James torched the Warriors with 40 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Curry came out with his own ammo, killing the Lakers with a barrage of threes, finishing the game with 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. They faced off for one last battle during the season, and Curry scored 23 points with 7 rebounds and 8 assists. James tacked in 33 points, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists. The season didn't go as expected for our beloved NBA greats, Curry missing the playoffs and LeBron getting bounced in the first round. A couple months later in the 2024 Olympics, we got to see something special that gave many fans a gentle smile. Curry and LeBron teamed up, not for an NBA championship, but to defeat the world. In the first couple of games, we got to see why LeBron's the greatest player ever. He may not have the rings like MJ, but he's the most complete player we've ever seen. During the matchup against Serbia, with the duels back against the wall, we saw the greatest shooter ever light up the court with an insane clip of threes. When everything was on the line for goal, we got to see LeBron drop dimes to Curry for insane threes, and Curry set up LeBron for easy looks at the rim. Overall, we got to see what true greatness looked like on the court. From years of battling against each other, trash talking moments, and the most iconic moments fans have ever witnessed, we finally got to see the two win something meaningful and embrace each other. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click on this video to learn how Westbrook would destroy your favorite NBA team.